Hello and welcome. My name's Super Saiyan and this is your weekly news and pre-order video covering all of the new releases from Forge World and Games Workshop. A warm welcome to all of you new subscribers and a huge thank you to everybody that supports the channel, you subscribers, you members, people that use the Element Games affiliate link and the crystal codes, as well as the Patreons. I've been getting a couple more Patreons recently, so thank you for supporting the channel. I don't get sent anything for free, so a huge thank you to all of you that fund this content. Let's get into it then. So if we go onto the Warhammer community website right here, and we look from about a week ago, which would have been the 5th of February, there was a look at the Black Library pre-orders for last week. Right here, a couple of books are available in paperback. Then we had the Eldritch Omens box set. Hopefully you've seen my unboxing this morning of it. I think it's fantastic. It does save you a fair bit of money from buying the miniatures separately, and most of the miniatures in here you can't pick up yet. They haven't released them, and they sometimes do this with some new miniatures. They bundle them in a box set at a cheaper price. But as I've always said, if you really want these minis but you don't have the money right now, just hold on, and they'll be available separately in the next couple of months, I would have thought. And then there's also Sisters of Battle that you could pre-order this comic. The next day, on Sundays, around about 6 o'clock, they give you this pre-order preview for what will be up for pre-order the next weekend. So today you've got everything to do with Warcry. You've got the Tome of Champions. You've got a number of box sets which are interesting. They offer you cut down versions of the full sets. The Lumineth Realm Lords one's interesting because you get 5 hammer dudes, 5 hammer archers, and 5 spears. So if you wanted to bulk up your forces a bit more, or even just buy 2 box sets of these, then that's a good way of doing it. You've got some Slanesh and you've got some Cruel Boys, as well as the Stormcast and the Daughters of Cain. For 40k, you've got some made-to-order Tau Ethereals, I think they are. They were around, they've been around for a long time, but they're bringing them back. So for a limited time, you can pick those up. And the same for the Middle Earth miniatures. These are all made to order. I love the orc eyes there. Look into his eyes. So yeah, you've got some characters. Oh, very nice. So they're all up for pre-order today, along with a lot of scenery for Necromunda. We're going to have a look at how much this will cost you, but if you've got a battle board set up all the time, then this is definitely going to be worth it, because you can just set it up, or you run a club. This will be fantastic, like kill team scenery. Aeronautica Imperialis, we've got a couple of different variants of the Vampire Raider, and the Vampire Hunter. I think this is the Raider and this is the Hunter. The Hunter has the massive Titan weapons called the Pulsars. Forge World used to make these in the full 28mm scale, but they did away with them. But now Forge World get to make them again, but on a much smaller scale. Here's hoping they bring them back to full scale someday. Then you've got White Dwarf, February edition. It revolves mainly around Beasts of Chaos. Issue 473. I've already received mine because I'm a subscriber, and I put the video up I think a couple of days ago, so check that out if you didn't want to open the packaging in the store and you weren't too sure about the contents. You can always look at my first look and see if it's for you. They've also had these key rings as well, and these pin badges, and Warhammer Plus this week was Lore Masters about the Storm Vaults. Throughout the week, we had a number of Warhammer 40,000 articles. We've got this Path of Preview. The new Avatar is one of the main focusing articles this week. From the sounds of it, I mean, look at the old rules and the new rules. He's much, much faster now at the 10-inch movement. I don't know why they labelled the ballistic skill as 2+ when he had a 2+ anyway in red. But he's getting 2 extra attacks. I would have thought that they would highlight all of the new numbers, but his strength has gone up, his toughness has gone up, his wounds has almost doubled. He's got 2 more attacks. His leadership is better, and his save, like across the board, he's had massive improvements. And now the Wailing Doom has 2 different weapon profiles. I think the Wailing Doom counts as, either the sword, the spear, or the axe, which makes sense, and it doesn't kind of pigeonhole you into having to pick one of those 3 weapons. I personally like the axe the most out of all of them, but I might just go old school and go for the actual sword. The spear is alright, but yeah, it doesn't hold a flame, no pun intended, to the Forge World avatar, which they've now removed, coincidentally, where he was throwing or hurling that spear across the battlefield, really making use of that shooting attack, I guess, which is also explained there. And he's got the Molten Form, which gives him a 4+ invulnerable and halves the damage characteristic of attacks allocated to him, so he's pretty tanky. There was a Warcry article about the Tome of Champions, which is up for pre-order today. Kill Team article focusing on the Void Scarred Corsairs. We're probably going to hear more and more about the Corsairs as the times go on. Got a rumour engine here, which looks like some crates. I think it's 40k because you've got gas tanks, you've got some ammunition, some kind of ammo depot thing. You got the Meta Watch looking at the Adeptus Mechanicus. They're doing quite well. Got Golden Demon USA 2022 in the States. Of course, it's your chance to be part of that and win that awesome Slayer sword. They've got Andy Serkis doing the voice in the Chaos Gate Demon Hunters game. This was an important article about the pricing news, and it's worth me just taking a little bit of time on this. Everything's going up in prices. They're using this. I don't know whether they're using this as a cover, because everywhere things are going up because of the prices of electricity, gas, raw materials, and shipping. It's a good job they put all of those solar panels on the top of the HQ and the factories and things when they did, because their electric prices would have just gone through the roof. Full of puns today. I'm not sure how much gas they actually use in terms of their old boiler systems, heating the offices and things. Who knows? But still, either way, everything's going up in price. So what that means is the price increases will be about 5% across the board. So intercessors will go up from £1, so £35 to £36. Not too bad. But there are some things that are going up by 10%, which is considerable. Books, scenery, and resin miniatures. So you know that Warlord Titan that you were thinking about getting? Well, it's going to cost you over £100 more from the 7th of March. So if you can, pick up your big Titans. Not so much like your tanks that are £40 or £50, but if there are any big items, it's worth picking them up now before the 7th of March, because otherwise, if you still want them after the 7th of March, and you most likely will, you're going to be paying, depending on the price of them, 10% more. And books as well. I honestly can't imagine myself spending £33-34 on a codex. I think that's way too much. I was already at my breaking point with the £30, so I might have to dip out, which may force them to remove books altogether and just have online content. I think books, with them not having to pay VAT as well, and them all being made in China, is such a lucrative business model for them to be selling their books at the price that they do. I don't think they're going to relinquish those, but they're going to have to do something if the majority of people decide not to buy them anymore. They have to shift with demand, of course. So there are bits of good news, things that are not going up in price though. So let's end this with some good news. Paints, brushes, paint sets, tools, and the majority of starter sets. So you've got like the Kill Team starter set isn't going up, 40k isn't going up, the recruit editions, and also they can maintain the current prices in Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and China. Can you imagine if you guys in Australia and New Zealand saw a bit of a price increase? You guys already pay so much anyway, let alone hit you with another price increase. So that's that. So I wanted to draw attention to that if you skipped over that article, because it is important. There's a Path of preview about Morgan Ra. I'm still not 100% keen on his model. You've got the Lawmasters, Storm Vaults. You've got Black Library, interesting new novel, Hallowed Ground, that follows the two vampire hunters. I've got both of the models, and yeah, I look forward to picking up that book up to accompany Curse City. Some more Warcry articles looking at the Tome of Champions, Fire Slayers getting better, Path of preview, building your war host around a Phoenix Lord and their Aspect Warriors. I don't know why they're tooting their own horn there. They've only really got like 2 new Phoenix Lords. I'd like to see all the rest in plastic, and if they're anything to go by, like Jane Czar at least, then they're going to be fantastic. I'd love to see Karandras and Fugan. I think it is. Fugan was like my favourite. Like, red hot Fire Dragon, Tank Hunter, Phoenix Lord, my favourite. Building the Underhive with the look at the Necromunda diorama. An article about the Bellicor paint job. Absolutely stunning. New from Forge World. So this is on the 11th of February, which was just yesterday. A look at the pre-orders for the Vampire Hunter. Well, this is the Vampire Raider. And then the Vampire Hunter from Forge World for Aeronautica Imperialis. We'll have a look at those in a moment. They're not as big as I expected them to be. I expected them to be a bit bigger, considering the 28mm scale was quite large. You've got a range rotation coming to 40k. What that means is they're going to be bringing back some of the older miniatures. They're going to be rotating them, so it's going to be your chance of picking up some models that are pretty old. There's a look at Horus Heresy with a new Ultramarines unit here, how they're fighting in the Calth underworld. I mean, if you don't know about Calth, yeah, there's levels upon levels and levels of Calth and the other Ultramar planets, to be fair, where they have mass crop growing facilities that are underground that use mirrors that bounce the energy in the sun underground. Yeah, it's pretty fantastic. But there's a look at that. There's a little look at them there, and then sneak hordes of Corsairs behind Uriel. Uriel, I don't think he's an old model. He didn't come out that long ago, I want to say. This is the old model here. Don't know why they've got the picture there. And then this is the newer model. But yeah, you can use him with the Corsairs. And there you go. That's all the news from Warhammer Community. Let's have a look at those 2 new Aeronautica units from Forge World right here. And they are on the front page. They've got a nice spread there. So if we go to new and we look at pre-orders, and here they are. They're £32 each, which isn't too bad in the grand scheme of things. I prefer the Vampire Hunter. I'll just say it right now. I'd like to know how many parts they are, though. I think the weapons are separate. And I think these dorsal fins, are they dorsal fins? Are separate. But 13 pieces there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. Maybe this is in sections as well. But this kind of looks like one piece. So if it is in the sections, they've done a very good job. And then this is the Vampire Hunter, which is my favourite out of the 2. Just because of those big Titan pulsar weapons that it's equipped with. So yeah, slight changes in the details, like the middle there of the fuselage and the rear wings. That's a little bit different, but the main wings themselves are the same. The front looks kind of the same too. But there you go. You can pick those up for your Aeronautica at £32. Let's swoop on over to Games Workshop web store now. Right here, if we just go to, so this is what's happening on the main page. There's a load of made to order things. Nothing that relatively new, and then we've got these featured products here as well. So if we click on new and exclusive, I've got a feeling there's going to be a lot. Well, 26, okay. We don't need to start you chat. We look at view all, we go high to low, and yeah, I thought it'd be almost £200. This Zone Mortalis under high sector, £170. It consists of 100 pieces of fully compatible scenery. Absolutely incredible. I'm so tempted to pick this up. I don't. The thing is though, I would get it, I would build it, I'd paint it, and then it would just sit in a box because I don't have the facilities to have a gaming table out all the time, and I'd want to show it off. I'd want to have this with a load of Space Marines around it, or Eldar, or whatever. But yeah, you can pick that up for £170. I hope these kind of scenery sets stay around for a long time. I know they take up a lot of space in the warehouse and things, but it's scenery sometimes is around for 5 to 10 years, and then it just completely disappears, and then it appears now and again at ludicrous prices. But yeah, there's the Eldritch Omens box set, which I did pick up today, and you can see the unboxing video on this channel. You've got the Warcry box sets here. There are two that are £52.50, the Slanesh and the Realm Lords, and then you've got Daughters of Cain is 50, Cruel Boys £47.50, and then the Stormcast £36.50. It's quite pricey when you look at these. £52.50 is quite a fair bit, but it's still cheaper than picking up like 2 of these box sets. Like what I mean, like 2 of the units in here, and you might just want 5 archers, and you might just want 5 spears, and they're all gonna the downside with the Lumineth one particularly is all the archers are in exactly the same pose. The wardens, the archers are the sentinels, and then you've got the stone guard. Stone guard are multi-part, not multi-pose though. You can only change the tips of their hammers to the diamond tips. I don't know whether we've got a... No, they don't really show it anywhere there, but yeah, that's what it's looking like at the moment. I guess the increase in, the price point is because you get all the cards and things to use them for Warcry. So if you're a big fan of Warcry, that's your way into using those units. You've got some made to order thrown in with all these pre-orders. So you've got Eastling Warriors Warband £40. You've got the Moria Goblins £36.50. You've got the Tome of Champions £20. You've got the Galadrim with swords, £15 for free. You've got the Tower Ethereal with staff, another one, some more Lord of the Rings, some more Tower Ethereals for £15 each. You've got Pariah in paperback, £8.99. You've got Galadriel for £8, quite a nice model. And then you've got these key rings for £7.99 each, it looks like. The White Dwarf for £6.99, and then for some reason you've got them. And then the cheapest of the Lord of the Rings for this week is the Moria Goblin Shaman for £6, and then you've got the Shield Pin badge for £4.99. So that's it for the pre-orders. If you like Tau, if you like Middle Earth, and if you like Warcry and maybe Zone Mortalis, this is a good week for you. But for me and the channel at least, it's a nice sigh of relief until we find out what's up for next week pre-order. Now I'm thinking Combat Patrols for Grey Knights because they still haven't done any of that. But it could be the Eldar. I think the Eldar will come before the Chaos because we haven't really seen much more of the new Chaos things like the Knights and things. So I would think the Combat Patrols because this week's a bit of a break. But I also wouldn't be surprised if it's something to do with Eldar. I hope that they spread the new Eldar releases over a few weeks though. Not just throw everything at us at once, but I'm really looking forward to getting that new codex, massive 200-page codex. And that's it for the news and pre-orders today. What do you guys think? Are you picking up anything, or are you having a lot of fun with the Eldritch Omens box set today? Please do put your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor protects.